Alaska.
Dude, you didn't even get to do like some of the other, like a lot of the other.
I know, but the stuff that I did get to do was
I know
absolutely
you could go up there for
crazy.
2 weeks and do some pretty fun.
Yeah, why this camera is way off.
Holy crap!
Yeah,
A little bit.
It is.
What did you do?
Somebody touched it when we were.
Oh,
Somebody,
Right?
somebody
Yep,
touched it in a
yep,
bad way.
yep.
What's going on, guys? We are back. We are back. We are back. We are back in business.
We are back. We are
What
back.
was that?
Whoa.
Hangover. We are
We are
back,
the
baby.
three best
Don't-
friends that
Don't think I've ever seen him start on time. Richard, we do start on time when I'm here. Just gonna say it. That's how it is. And go back and look at the live feeds and prove me otherwise.
Not wrong.
Not wrong at all.
Oh man, yeah, Stefan F. I spent a lot of time in my garage today getting things ready, and yeah, it was hot. I had to keep going in the house. It was toasty. That live movie was sick. Yes, there was some good ones there. Huge fan of the show. First time watching the live. Thanks for joining, Metal Nate.
Nice.
Hello.
I don't know what I'm guessing for. I don't know what you're guessing for either, Jordan. Yep. Good evening, Cameron and Jason and Clint. Oh, no, Nick.
Whoa.
Nick's
Not
left
cool.
out.
Jim's
Not
making
cool.
funny.
Nick's left out.
Like always.
Anyways, what's going on, everybody? We are talking this week, Buoy 10. It is literally 2 weeks away. 2 weeks away. What is the opening? What is the opener
So
on?
crazy.
Is it on Monday or Tuesday or something this year?
Friday.
I mean, isn't it open?
a Friday?
right
Oh,
now,
that's close.
Inside?
It's open till the 19th above the bridge. So is it? Yeah, I guess it's a few more days.
Yeah.
So there may be some guys doing a little pre-fishing. But yeah, you guys, we're going to talk a lot about Buoy 10 today. We're going to talk about some safety stuff. I got the map on the magic whiteboard. And then, of course, we brought a bunch of gear, some basic setups, but just kind of getting more. This live feed is going to be more dedicated to making some plans and then picking out some good times to head down there on what is projected to be a very, very good run of Fall Chinook. But first things first, guys, be sure to tell us where you're tuning in from. Every comment on here gets entered from for the randomizer to maybe get picked to win a prize. Also, huge shout out to Stevens Marine as always, just making sure our boats are dialed up. These guys are a huge supporter of the live and podcast, and huge shout out to them. If you guys are looking for a boat and you need to get some last minute stuff or work done, please hit them up in Tigard and Milwaukee, Portland, Oregon. Anyways, all right. Yes, Buoy 10 y'all, says
B10.
Scott B. Yes. Yes, 10 is so fun. Yes. Todd, thinking about Newport Saturday. Let me know if interested. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, guys are out there in the ocean getting them. The weather's been, we've been gone. We were doing a little fishing at old Fish Baranoff, Sitka. You gonna go back? You're just gonna live there, move, just give up on all this?
Maybe.
Yeah, I would.
Don't twist my arm too hard.
Don't twist my arm. Yes, it was a great time, but we're back and looking at the ocean the next couple days. Looks a little windy, a little big, but things should be settling out nicely for you weekend warriors into early next week, at least in Marine Area 1, Washington. So, yeah, it's things are going to happen. And the week that I was out there before we went to Sitka, we knocked
sick.
we were beating them up. There was a lot of good, healthy coho and a few Chinook mixed in. It definitely felt great. So there was a lot of fish.
Felt like it should.
Yep.
Felt like fall a little bit. So yeah, man, it is going to be an exciting year. It could be one of those years where we see 100 days of good fall fishing, all the way till about the first, second week in November.
It's insane to think about.
I know, it is crazy to think it is 2 weeks away.
2 weeks away from
2
watching those rods
weeks
stop.
away. So, will you be talking about wind and tides in relationship to boating safety? Yes, Stefan or Steven, I will be. I actually have a map on the magic whiteboard that will be coming out a little bit to talk to you guys a little bit on where to launch and maybe how to manipulate with the wind forecast, what you should do in making game plans for the days. Can you catch peak salmon at Buoy 10, Wayne? I don't think so. There are a few pinks that do enter the Columbia on the big years, but generally it's a little early, and I have not heard much of them getting caught in Buoy 10.
Awesome.
Yeah. Where is Marlon? Marlon is at ICAST. He is down in Florida, checking out some stuff, representing the brand down there, and ICAST Florida. So, or in Orlando, Florida, I should say.
I was going to say,
ICAST
Florida.
Florida.
They have their
I
own
am
city.
very tired. I'm still recovering. Yes, sir. Can't wait for fall coho. Yeah, P, I could tell you, we go out into Marine Area 1 a lot of times, and especially like early July, and a lot of 3-pound, 4-pound coho. Like, and just last week there was a lot of like 6 to 8 pound coho. So it's definitely looking really good for some nice healthy fish.
A sign for things to come.
That's right. That's right. Cooking halibut Lake Oswego, Ben. I bet you are.
Yeah.
I bet you are. Ben's gonna be on the menu a lot over the next couple months.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah. Do you guys fish the Puget Sound for pink salmon? No, Blake. We really don't too much. It's just kind of one of those things where, a lot of people ask, like, oh, why don't you go down to Tillamook? Why don't you go down this? Why don't you go down that? But it's just, the problem is, it's when our things are going on, like our big ticket things are going on. So it's just hard to do.
Hard to sneak away for a little bit.
To do.
Hard to sneak away when we got fishing 5 minutes from home.
Yep.
Yeah.
Not that it's not cool or anything, but when you can fish 5 minutes from your house, it doesn't suck.
No.
It makes a difference.
Yeah.
Todd Harmson said, lots of bait out there to make them fat. That's right. They were gorging. They were fat little footballs. I'm excited for it. I've never caught a coho. Should be a good one. And yeah. So, you guys, we do have a couple announcements real quick. Just reading through some of your guys' comments. First things first on, oh gosh, do you have those ready, Clint? The announcements? Got two big ones for some upcoming event. Which one do you want to do? Do that top one first.
I only have one graphic.
Okay, the summer warehouse?
Yeah.
Okay, guys. So on July 26th, we will be doing a warehouse bash in Ridgefield, Washington, where the shop will be open from 9 to noon. On Saturday, July 26th, come down, get a lot of your tackle, get ready for Buoy 10. We're going to have a lot of the products that we're going to talk a little bit about tonight. Meet some of the guys and check out some other fun and games. They're usually a pretty darn good time. We'll be at that address right there in Ridgefield, Washington, 9 to noon. Lots of prizes, lots of giveaways, typical freaking, addicted style bashes. So check it out on Saturday, July 26th. Saturday, July 26th.
I'll be there.
You'll be there. That sounds good.
Are you going to be there?
I'm not going to be there.
Oh, bummer.
I'm not going to be there. I will be competing in a tournament over East.
Bummer, man.
Yeah, I'm okay with it, though. And the second announcement, guys, this one we don't have a cool graphic for, but Addicted Fishing will actually be at the Clark County Fairgrounds during the Clark County Fair.
County Fair.
Yeah.
That's just it.
Yeah.
Not the Clark County Sports. I almost wanted to call it the Clark County Sportsman Show. But August 1st through 10th, we will have a booth representing Addicted Fishing at the fair. We will have some specials, deals, and stuff like that. There'll be a little more on that as we get a little bit closer. But it is going to look. We're going to have some really cool stuff. I was just talking to Hayden down there in the shop, and they're getting ready for that. And so
Kind of similar to like a sportsman show booth.
Yeah, I think
but just a
so.
little bit smaller.
I think so, but they'll be there, and I'm sure guys will be dropping in and out of there all week long.
Yeah.
Bring the families down.
Yep, bring the families down and check us out at the fair. There was one other one, was there not, Clint? I can't remember.
Buoy 10 mini drop.
The Buoy 10.
July 27th.
Oh, it was July. It wasn't August? Okay, yeah. So, and then also, guys, just because it's Buoy 10, we're also going to have a Buoy 10 mini merch drop on July 27th, and I will be happy to report, I don't know if it'll be in the exact drop, but the new Addicted version 3 Advantage fillet knife will be out. It is so sick. Imagine the kind of a different palm swelled handle, a little more ergonomic handle with this beautiful slate gray finish, of which I left at home and can't show you guys because I'm an idiot and I apologize. But
It looks pretty sick.
if you are thinking about getting a new fillet knife for the fall salmon season, we will have those available somewhere around the end of July. I'd imagine they're going to be in the drop or right there afterwards. But that's what I'm hearing. No specific date yet. But like I said, if you're looking for a fillet knife, we will have Addicted Advantage knives coming very, very quickly.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you guys will know about it.
Yeah.
We'll be announcing that.
And you'd know about it right now if I wasn't an idiot and actually brought it in to the studio.
I mean,
was
they
supposed to.
know
Is it on
about
your
it.
workshop?
I mean, they just.
What's that?
Is it on your workbench in the garage?
Yes. Yeah, it's just sitting there.
Sure.
Yeah.
I mean, you did just tell them. Like,
Yeah, and
But
it's really
yeah.
cool. It's a really pretty knife. It's got like a slate gray Cerakote finish now. It looks really nice. Anyways.
Looks sick.
Yeah, so
You guys
this
will see it
is
soon.
my fillet knife right now, this little X-Acto, whatever the hell I got in my hand. So, yeah. Sneak peek of the drop. Not tonight, Anthony. I'm pretty sure there will probably be one very soon. So, Buoy Tan can't wait. August 11th and 12th with me.
Sweet.
Sweet. Yes, it should be a good time. Somebody also asked if we have dates for Buoy 10. I'm just going to say it right now. So, I do have dates for Buoy 10. In that gentleman's boat right there, Mr. Nick Taylor from Full Tilt Adventures. He will
Outdoors.
we'll be full.
Correct.
I guess I should
Outdoors.
know that. He'll be out there too. And then also, Mr. Jason here. I don't think we can actually technically say it yet, can we?
I mean, yeah, why not?
You have, so you're licensed in Washington to, yeah, so you can
Licensed
say
in
it.
Washington to guide, but I won't be at Buoy 10 this
You won't be at
year.
Buoy 10, but fall salmon for Upriver Brights in the Woodland area. Jason is dialed and ready to go.
I will be there.
I mean-
and I won't be square.
He won't be square because it's Steel Obsession Guide Service. He will be fishing for salmon, so it's a little confusion there. He'll make it. He'll make
Chrome obsession.
Chrome Obsession
How about
Guide
that?
Service. There you go. So yeah, guys. So basically, hit me up. Honestly, you guys can hit Jason up, hit Nick up as well. But hit me up if you guys like. We all do collectively work together, and we work with a lot of guys that aren't in here, and we kind of know what's going on, and we're more than happy to get you guys out on the river. If you guys are interested in Buoy 10, I have a lot of clients every year, and I know some of them are going with you, where they're coming down to Buoy 10. They're coming up from far away, from maybe over east or
From
whatever,
anywhere.
and they fish the first day they're there with the guide, and then they can do it. Then they can get a pattern down and kind of see what the guides are
Do
doing,
it themselves.
and then do it themselves for 3 or 4 days. So it's a huge way to kind of step up the game there a little bit at Buoy 10 to take advantage of the almost 750,000 Chinook that are coming back.
It's so
be
wild
epic.
to think
It's
about.
gonna
Gonna
be
be
wild.
epic.
It's gonna be wild. So
It's going to be a beatdown.
you guys got to
Joe
come to
Dirt.
the Skagit for Sockeye. Yeah, see, Priscilla, same thing, man. It's just hard. It's like we get busy around here. We've got our own things kind of going on, and it really, really sucks. So what I miss?
Joe
Joe
Dirt
Dirt
Guide
Guide
Services.
Joe Dirt Guide Services. Yeah.
Yes, I did,
Joe
Ryan.
Dirte.
I got a
Yes.
23-foot Columbia.
He's just another guy in a Columbia
Just
out
another
there.
guy in
Just
a
another
black
guy in a Columbia.
Columbia.
I don't know why there's more Columbias out there than any other boat. I don't know why.
Weird.
Yeah, I don't have one.
You know, some people are slow learners. It's fine.
Hi, my name's Nick.
You have an absolutely gorgeous boat.
There.
It's only
Yes,
12
so-
foot. Only 12 foot.
Shut up. People would be like, wait a second, I'm sorry.
It gets around, though.
It's a rubber inflatable dinghy.
Yep.
The fish don't care, right? Does
But-
Clint have any seats? That's right. Hashtag Clint's Guide Service opening up.
Hashtag low hole Clint.
Hashtag booked.
Hashtag
booked.
Yeah, you can reach Cameron though, or Nick, or,
Oh, that's-
or Jason if you want a seat. I'm full.
Yeah,
Sorry, guys.
Clint is full.
Shit.
Oh, that is good stuff. That is good stuff. All right, guys. So, with that said, let's do a quick rundown. Do you have that pad for me? I want to talk a little bit about some of the seasons and stuff, and then also, Cam, will we see you August 17th for
This one
for
might
what?
just go home with me.
For what, Dobby?
Which
B? I don't know what
That's
what
mine.
is August 17th. Anyways, I've got a couple things here that I want to run through. So one being, we get a lot of the guys that we have. We get a lot of the guys. I get this question constantly here. Am I supposed to troll the same way as everyone else or the opposite way?
Do it.
Chris,
Do what Clint
you
does
can
and
say
go the
the
opposite
same.
way.
Chris, you can say the same down there, but there's a lot of times if I see 100 boats trolling one way and they're not getting them, I'm like, I'll be the first guy to turn around and try to troll the other way. So
Yep.
we'll talk a little bit about like people
Oh, snap.
people doing that stuff. Yeah.
What's up, Blake?
Yeah. So, Clint, first off, go ahead. Let's do a little quick description of the Buoy 10 fishery. Clint, pull up that map for me that I gave you, if it's ready. So, one thing about the Buoy 10 fishery, guys, the big thing is this looks a little busy, whatever. But as you guys can see,
Just a little.
down here, here's, oh goodness, oh I don't want that color. Oh my gosh. Okay, there we go. Sorry. Right. Here's Astoria. Why is it not showing
It's
on
not.
mine? No.
Nope. It's fancy.
Oh, there we go.
There
so
we
here's
go. Dialed.
so here's Astoria, the big Astoria. This is Hammond over here, and then this is of course Chinook, the Chinook, Ilwaco, and East Basin, which is going to be right here in those four. So those are like your 5 kind of main launching points. You've got a couple smaller launches over here called Napton, and then of course you also have the John Day launch, which people do use a lot. But for the most part, we're going to talk about kind of the 5 circle launches, just because those are they're big launches. They can fit lots of boats. But the key thing with the Buoy 10 thing is every few hours, what happens in this 40 square mile fishery is the weather changes and the tides change every single day. This place is known for going from a calm, 6-inch, light ground swell to 4 to 5 footers immediately, like within a half an hour.
Yep.
Just because you'll have the tide running out against the wind in certain situations, and it gets really nasty really fast. So a couple things to keep in mind when you guys are fishing down here is, one, is if you guys are launching down in the Ilwaco area or the Chinook area, and you guys decide to motor out and run above the bridge. Now, a lot of this stuff for guys that are not familiar with this fishery, you'll start to put it together, especially as we talk about things a little later, and why you'd want to go fishing in some of these areas. But you go from Ilwaco and you come all the way up above the bridge, that's fine. But making those kind of moves from the lower river to the upper river are great until the tide turns around, and then you have nothing but huge ebb chop in these lower river areas. And how we end up with that is one thing about this fishery in this area is we definitely have a prevailing northwest wind that pretty much every afternoon, unless we have the exception of like some fronts moving in where we get a south wind, and we'll talk about that in a minute. But for most of this fishery, we have a northwest wind that likes to blow into this area. This area in the Washington Blind Channel area gets protected. But what I'm trying to say is that if you're making these launches from the lower river and you're trying to run up, and then you want to go back in the afternoon, and that tide switches to where the tide's going out towards the ocean, so the tide's flowing this way, and it pushes against that wind, you end up with massive, massive ebb chop. That is, everyone makes that mistake about one time.
Yep.
Right?
Super close together.
And you either live to tell about it.
Yeah. Yeah. This is just where it's just one situation. And what happens also too is up in this area here, where you're protected from this mountain range a little bit. We call this blind channel. And it can be great fishing, especially when you do have the northwest wind, because you're there. But the problem is if you launched in these lower areas, or even if you launched at Hammond for that matter, you have to go back through it. So you always need to have this idea that the weather and the conditions out here change frequently, constantly.
And fast.
And fast. Like it goes from flat calm in these areas to 4-foot ebb chop, just with the quickness of a tide change or just a little bit of wind. So, my recommendations, myself and Nick, we moor our boats right here at the West Basin, and the reason why we like that is because we just have access to going, across, around. We have access to go to a lot of areas pretty close. But also like this East Basin launch is a really good launch, especially if you do want to spend some time fishing above the bridges. We'll talk about when you would want to do that here in a minute, but just keep in mind, Richard S. Beautiful, and Sean Doherty, exactly. Be alert and have an escape plan. Just because you're sitting over here in Blind Channel where it's all flat, calm, and beautiful, and you want to try to make your way back to Chinook like at 1 in the afternoon when it's just freaking ripping out on the current, and it can be absolute freaking monstrous. And it's just something to be very concerned of, because all you guys that ask us, I have an 18-foot sled. Can I go fish Buoy 10? I have a 19-foot smoker craft. Can I go fish Buoy 10?
Pick your days.
You have to understand the wind and the tide dynamic down there before you make those decisions, because the answer is you absolutely can, but you just sometimes can't make some of those big moves down there when you're trying to chase and follow the fleet. That'll put you in a really bad situation. Can get so scary. It absolutely can.
Well, and pay attention. Like if you see people thinning out, They're doing it for a reason. Don't sit there and go, oh, I wonder why they're all leaving, and then get yourself too late stuck in a corner like someone I know.
D. Larson, we punched a fist-sized hole in my buddy's arena, pounding against that chop. Luckily, the hole was above the waterline. Yeah, it can be gnarly. Absolutely gnarly. Crazy. Do you watch constantly as you fish? Yes, but I also understand a little bit of the tide, because one thing that you end up this situation where you get really choppy water from basically the Buoy 10 all the way through this Hammond stretch and then all the way through this Washington, Chinook, Church stretch is you have an outgoing tide with a northwest wind. Obviously, the tide changes every day. And obviously, the greater the speed of the outgoing tide, or the greater the flow, you're going to have, obviously, or the harder the ebb, I should say, you're going to have more wave and more disturbance there. But it's just something to really keep in mind. But on those days, if you launch out of East Basin and you want to just fish the Oregon side, maybe go to the Washington side, sometimes you don't have to do it. However, on a big ebb tide, when all the fish get pushed down during the ebb tide and then you have incoming tide in the morning, sometimes it's better to be fishing down here in the lower river because the fish all get pushed around. So it's a very dynamic fishery. There's a lot going on and a lot to talk about, but I just wanted to warn people about the weather. It is,
Hey, the way the tides are associated with the moon, does it change the same time every year? Because it seems like noon is when it gets bad almost every.
Yeah, so you get that prevailing kind of northwest afternoon wind, and some days it's only 5 mile an hour, and a lot of days it's freaking big. But
You saw it.
Okay, but you have to. The other thing I want to say, just mention real fast too, is also if you do get occasionally, you will get an east wind. An east wind coming down river like this is actually okay to fish on an outgoing tide if the tide's running with it. But if you get an incoming tide that starts to push in, it can actually make these areas really big and really nasty, especially down what we call like the throat here in front of Chinook. It doesn't happen too often, but an east wind can be a factor, just understanding that the east wind blowing against the incoming tide, so the water's moving this way and the wind's moving this way, and it don't freaking work. Like, it makes it real nasty. So you want to just kind of also, it doesn't happen too often, but it can't, then these protected areas that you think are going to be better to fish are not, exactly, end up being real nasty. Last but not least, a south wind. And south winds, you can even fish a south wind that's absolutely, you can fish a south wind on that can be 25 miles an hour, because south wind, obviously coming from the south, you will have a lot of protection here kind of on the Oregon side. It might not be ideal for where the fish are at, but you can at least go fishing to where it won't be
big,
to where you'll have a little bit of protection in there and be able to make it work. So, okay. Kind of wanted to knock off some weather. The point of the matter is like,
be smart about it.
Just be smart about it and understand it can be, it can be crazy.
Know the forecast before you head out.
There's so many situations. It's like you need a novel, and it is a little bit. It's very dynamic. A lot of variables. Please draw us a flow chart. No. We're not going to do that. I just don't want people to watch this live feed, get excited, go bombing down there, launch out of Chinook, go bombing up here, and then not be able to. It's not good. So be aware. Okay. Mind blowing how quick everything can change. Yes, please. We need the board. Yeah. Any advice on crossing the sands? Is it safe to cross right at the bridge during any tide? The answer, Lawrence, is yes, it is, if you know where it's at. So what he's talking about, guys, is right here is the Astoria Bridge. And what you want to do is move from, we're just going to say you're coming from Hammond. Let's just say you're coming from Hammond. You move up here, and if you see, you can get there's a channel right here that splits around this point and then goes along the bridge. And that's the main kind of route a lot of people make.
Yep.
Do not. Can I zoom this in, Clint?
The map?
Yeah, guess not. Okay, zoom that in on that corner.
I have to do it. So
okay, just zoom in on that lower corner here. So one thing I'm going to say with suggestions about that crossing is there's a couple other places to cross, but that's the main one everybody knows. But I do want to give a piece of warning here. Yeah, you're good right there. This point right here that sticks up, I know one guide personally who stuck his boat on it, And I know another person who, unfortunately, they hit it at a pretty good rate of speed, and unfortunately, a gal in the boat had to be airlifted out, and because of a potential neck injury. So
that was showing
the bottom line is this point is something to be aware. This channel here goes, this is the bridge. You guys can kind of see it on this map. And it's not going to matter because I'm not giving you GPS coordinates. You guys are all responsible for, the safe passage of your boat. But do give this point right here a lot of space when you're making your route to go along the bridge. What I would suggest you do, maybe not follow all the guide boats because, like I said, the last boat I saw parked up on there was a guide boat a couple years ago. And I wouldn't necessarily follow a guide boat, but if you see a couple boats move across, come out, hang out here, and just kind of wait for boats, because I'm just going to say it because I don't care. You'll see hundreds of boats make that crossing at all different times of tide, especially in the morning, to head over to fish the blind channel area every morning. So just be aware. Don't want to see anybody get hurt down there.
Well, and if it's your first time, just go slow. Don't go as fast as you want to hit something, really.
Go as fast as you want to hit something. That's a good point. That's a good point. So, yeah. Also, there is another crossing up right here in the South Channel through the Chicken Ranch that goes up to Tongue Point. We call this the Taylor Sands area. That is a much more difficult crossing. Again, can be done at any tide, including extreme lows. Not recommended unless you're really familiar with the sands. It's probably better to drop down to the bridge, come across, and then head upriver in the main channel.
Yeah, don't do that line.
Don't follow that line.
Yeah, because the point right here. Yeah, okay, yeah, don't follow that line. Well, like I said, no one's following any of these lines, but I'm just giving you guys things to be aware of.
We're not
when you're
responsible
going
for
out there. That's
anything.
right. So, one more thing I want to say about with tide. Can you scroll back or zoom back out there, Clint? Last but not least, my favorite thing about Buoy 10, and you've probably got it too, Nick. I went with Buoy 10 with the guide. I got sick as hell, and the swells were massive, and they were huge, and blah 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 blah. And yes, it can be huge anywhere in that area, but where it really gets, what's that?
Nothing, sorry. Just reading Todd's comment. Sorry.
Oh, yeah, I wouldn't. Anyways, this area here, though, guys, this lower stretch where you're getting around the spit, Buoy 10 is actually right here, this on the far left corner. That's Buoy 10. It might not be exactly there, but you get my point. It's kind of out there a little bit. Well, let me think here. Where's A Jetty? No, that's not it. I lied. Buoy 10, there's A Jetty. So then it'd be probably right here. Anyways, Buoy 10's out that way, over here somewhere. But the area where all these channels combine right here and start creating a lot of current going through there, especially on an ebb tide, is generally another area that you want to stay away from because the swells, especially between Buoy 10, 12, and 14, can get pretty big and pretty huge. And generally on the outgoing tide, that's also not where you really want to be fishing either. You want to be finding areas in the sands here, along the edges, maybe even along these sands here where you can get out of the extreme current up over here in the shallows here along the church and whatnot. It's just another thing to be aware of, and that can get big even without wind. Yep. And just because you have the ocean here influencing that area on a hard ebb, and it can be big. You're essentially getting damn close to the bar, if not on it.
Yep.
So just be very aware of that. Okay, I'm done.
You don't have to get beat up down there.
Yeah. If you guys have any questions on that, it's a great time to ask, but it gives you guys an idea of not to put yourself in a bad situation. Do you have anything you want to add to that, Nick? At all?
You don't have to be miserable down there. You just find your protected little water spaces and follow the crowds. Follow Cameron's boat.
No. Shut up. Oh God, Matt Bruce, you are that guy, aren't you? Oh God. So
you.
Oh, Matt. So I'll tell you. Whatever. We're gonna do it. Matt's question was where to drop crab pots, and so you can crab pot while you fish. I generally do not drop crab pots while I fish. There's too many boats in the area. If you want to have crab pots go missing, it tends to happen a lot during this fishery. The couple areas to do it would be just to the west over here in, under the lighthouse, and then also along this Oregon, the Social Security beach area. Those are kind of the two main areas to crab in the river. This area, for the most part, they can't, well, I should say this area here. Some of this northern area on the Washington side, they can't salmon angle because once you get west of the Buoy 10 line, it's closed to fishing. So that's probably your best places to drop. But some people drop them in here and then drop them in this area, and then they wonder why their crab pots go missing because there's like hundreds of boats running through there and just doing all that stuff. So I generally do not drop crab pots during this season. Not saying you can't, not saying people aren't successful doing it, but I don't.
What about the pilings on the north side?
You mean like Chinook here and some of these areas? Yeah, there's some there's Baker Bay. There's Baker Bay, the Oahu Channel.
Because you can get them in shallow there where no one's trolling.
Yeah, they're trolling in there.
Yeah, but not.
Yeah, they're trolling in there.
Okay.
Yeah, you can chat about that now. Again, you can do it. But those are so I guess that is a third area though, like around Chinook and around the wing dams, for sure. Yes, sir. Always wanted to fish Buoy 10 one of these days. Gabe, give us a call. We can make that do it.
You want to do a spot breakdown of all the names and where they are on the map while we got it up?
I don't know. We'll ask the people. Do you guys want me to run through kind of like the areas when we're talking about, how people are fishing and technique? Should I run through all that because it'll make it a little easier for you guys to understand? Or do we want to move on to kind of how to fish the tides technique? Or should I run through the spots first? What do you guys think?
We should have the people list all the spot names that they know and see if they know where it is on the map.
Oh, we should also do a giveaway. So you guys figure out what you want me to do here. We can do spots or like
tell them the thumbs up the YouTube.
Tides, but thumbs up the video on YouTube. And then also if you guys have commented, we're going to randomly pick a winner for a short buzz spinner and a 360 Super Series flasher.
We only have 44 thumbs up, so we're not doing a giveaway until we're
at 100.
There's 240
and people
watching.
are watching it on their TV, though. They can't thumbs it up.
Yes, you can.
Oh, it's annoying, though. I've tried.
I do it on mine. It's super easy. You need a better TV.
Yeah, apparently.
Smart TVs.
Yeah, mine's super easy.
Yeah, I don't have that.
Roku's the bee's knees, bro. But yeah, when this video gets to 100 likes, that's when we'll do the giveaway.
Yeah, so we're not even close.
We'll
no giveaway for them. Come back
those
1 year.
numbers up. Them are rookie numbers. Let's
come back 1 year. Ow! F word.
Do we want to talk about the areas or trolling technique here?
Come on, people. Let's hear what you want to hear.
Spots first, please. I told them early. You don't need a crab when you catch 50-pound kings. 50-pound kings all over the place down there.
Whoa.
Minimum 30.
Pixar didn't happen.
30s are the averages down there. Oregon 30s.
Oregon 30s, yeah.
Pixar didn't happen. Let's see.
Oregon 30s. What do you guys think? What do you guys want to do?
We're up to 85.
Oh, wow. Oh, wow. People jumped on that.
Come on. Keep it going.
They want to win a flasher, everybody.
Pretty quickly. Let's go. All right, 15 more. Come on.
Cameron, you're releasing the special red sauce this year. It's bloody tuna with red food dye, buddy. Go nuts. Oh, that's a good sport. I'll tell you what, Traeger got his one up on me. You guys will see this probably in a story somewhere, but the last day halibut fishing in Sitka, his boat whooped our butts. Whooped everyone's butts. He got his revenge on us. It was great. It was great to see. No. Yeah. Actually, Traeger asked me about coming in on the live feed here real soon, so we'll probably get him in next week or the week after, or have him at least fish with us, because you guys know, once August comes around, we do the live fishing at Astoria every Wednesday night.
Okay, 101.
Spots, 101. Pick a winner, Clint.
101, here we go.
Boom.
Sean Doherty says, laughing my ass off. He wins prize pack. Good spinner, too.
An Uncle Touchy spinner.
Ooh. Uncle Touchy? Is that what he calls it? Oh, gosh.
Uncle Touchy.
JT, bro.
Right in the short
Tides, spots. Okay, let's just do spots real fast. How does heat affect the bite at buoy 10? Edwin, we want it hot. We want that river roasting because I don't want any of those guys upriver to get those fish until I go upriver.
That's kind of selfish.
We'll talk about that. Okay, go back to the screen. Let's talk about that. We'll start by that and we'll go into spots real fast. Go. Back to the map.
Oh,
Rain on you, Clint.
Rain
Come on, Clint.
I'm multitasking.
No.
Multitasking.
All right, guys. What makes buoy 10, right? First off, we have over 700,000 salmon, Chinook, that are projected to reach the Columbia River mouth this year. They are going to go into this river, and they're going to come out of a nice, cool ocean that is 50 to 60 degrees, depending on where the hell you're at. Sometimes it's even colder. Now, upriver, you have the heat, and you've got water that sometimes can be, 68 to 72 degrees. Those fish cannot just blast through like they do in the spring. And so what happens is every day, as fish enter the river, they come trucking in, they hit that, we call that the thermal block. And that tide, wherever that warm water is, whether it's pushing up and down, the fish sometimes don't, they take longer to enter, or they take longer to adjust to that hot water.
They have to acclimate.
They have to acclimate. The hotter the water gets coming out of the river, the more likely they are to just hang down in the estuary and await cooler water or await rain, which is another big piece of this fishery. So that's what makes buoy 10. Of course, you have this giant ocean out here, and then you have this concentrating effect, and then you also, basically, they hit a wall, and they'll want to hang in the river. That's what makes buoy 10. So not only do you have 700,000 Chinook, you have 700,000 Chinook that want to stay. And when they're just hanging out and being bored, they'll eat, they'll chase. There's a lot of bait in the estuary, and they're still on that feed instinct, their last feed before they go upriver. So that's kind of what makes this place really crack off. So heat is good if you want to stay in the lower river. Now, last year we had a lot of rain. Starting really early in August, starting around August 10th, and a lot of the fish left this fishery and moved upriver into the Longview, Kalama, Woodland, and Bonneville areas really early in the month. Well, I wouldn't say really early, but a little more early than thought. So I actually left the buoy 10 fishery on August 18th and then headed upriver and had found great fishing up there. The advantage of that is when you're, yes, thank you, Nick Taylor, who finally, after like 4 days of putting the absolute hammer on him, convinced me to go join him, and therefore I did. And he, yes, I 100% give credit to Nick on that. One huge advantage of that is last year, especially, we have hatchery-only fishing down in this area, and upriver we had where we can retain wild Chinook. So that if the fish move out of the buoy 10 area, you will find better productive fishing upriver, period, where the river gets a little thinner, the tides aren't as aggressive, and you can retain those wild Chinook a little earlier in the season than you can do down in the buoy 10 area. So you guys get my drift? It can change real quick. So if we get heat, buoy 10 will fire, and those fish won't move, and things will be great. And if we get a lot of rain, a lot of southerly fronts, a lot of cold, dreary, wet days there in August, those fish tend to react and move out. You could have a million fish stacked up in this blind channel where you're just ripping on them for 5 days in a row, and then that one morning you show up in the marina and it's like wet and it's raining a little bit and it's all dreary and moist.
Bye-bye.
Oof.
You go running over there thinking you're going to make one pass and blast them, and those fish, like 90% of them are gone.
Again, don't follow that line.
Don't shut up. Did you have a bad experience with that line one time?
No, I've got a buddy that was on the sands though.
Oh, yeah. There'll be boats out there every day that get stuck. Yeah, there'll be boats out there every day that get stuck. If you have 1 week to fish buoy 10, historically, what's the best week, says Nick? Historically, the best week, it tends to be the third week. However, this year might be a little different because the way the tides are set up. It might actually be the first week because we're allowed to retain wild Chinook August 1st through 6th. So it's hard to say what will be the best week this year as far as productivity or the amount of fish. Also, as you get into that third and fourth week at Buoy 10, you tend to get rid of the toolies and you get more of the upriver brights, and you also get more of the coho will kind of stack in there. So I'll talk. Okay, here comes some spots, guys. Ready? So this area, here's the Astoria Bridge, right? When people talk about blind channel, this is the general area that they are talking about right here. This is the blind channel. This channel comes up and dead ends kind of up here in these sands. And so what tends to happen is fish tend to ball up and stack up there until we see those low pressure events or those rainy events where the fish will go. Your shipwreck is right here. The rest area is right here as far as what people are talking about. South channel kind of kicks off this way, and then you have the middle ditch that goes up inside. So these are kind of some of the names that people talk about. They talk about the South channel, they talk about the middle ditch, the shipwreck, and the rest area. They're talking about areas within that blind channel, that Washington side. So that's one area to consider. Now, this is like what we call the anchorage or the ships on the Oregon side. It can be a very productive area, especially at the start of outgoing tides, as fish have been pushed upriver in the incoming tide, and then that tide turns around. We'll talk about what effects that has on the fish during those tide changes. But a lot of fish tend to stack up in this deeper area along the channel, and it can be very, very productive fishing. So we call this the anchorage or the ships. This is where when you drive across the Astoria Bridge, you see all those big ships anchored out there and all the boats fishing down there. Now let's go to the Washington side here, because what you're going to have here is you're going to have the trailer park, and then you're going to have Red Roof, and then you're going to have the church. And basically what people are referring to on these areas is this troll, not necessarily on the north side of the channel, but this area here.
Kind of right in the gut.
Kind of right. Yeah, it's like on the middle. It's not on the key to that. It's like the Washington side, but it's on the south side of the channel, not necessarily up against this bank where those three spots are. But when this is a big trolling area.
Side of the sands.
On the north side, Washington side of the sands, exactly. These areas can be very, very productive. Almost kind of the same setup. You know, fish will just get pushed into this deep area, and it's just a great troll. It tends to be a little calmer in there during a big outgoing tide. The more you push up against the sands in the shallower water, you can definitely oh God, I don't know how many fish die there every year. But when people talk about church, Red Roof, or trailer park, it's these three areas, and they're just using it to kind of like figure out how far up and down that troll they are. Now, this little red circle here, people call the spoils, or it's like the drop off. A lot of people call that a lot of the different things, but that spoils area, it's on a lot of the maps. It's that red circle. It's where they drop dredge deposits. Right.
That's not the checkerboard?
Checkerboard is right here. So what people generally will refer to as the checkerboard troll, the checkerboard troll would be kind of like the south sides of the tip of these sands. But see this sandbar right here? There's a piling that marks it. But when there's one triangle, or there's one tripod out there with a black and white checkerboard, it marks a rock pile there. You can see it on the sea there.
Yep.
And that is what people will refer to as the checkerboard troll. It's a good troll on the start of incoming tides and when you have outgoing tide and you're trying to duck out of the current that's barreling through these channels. You got Hammond it's over here.
I can get rid of that.
Hammond in the red line. A lot of good suspend trolling, deep water trolling there. You've got the green line that comes off the bridge. You guys also have to realize, I think we have the Youngs Bay closure in effect this year as well. I don't know why they would change it, but there's actually an area where you cannot fish. I guess that's pretty close. In that, you guys will have to look. There's lots of maps online, so if you're worried about fishing in this area, this is where the skipping on ramp comes out. I forgot to talk about that, but it's another ramp that feeds out there. There's actually a closure area where you're not allowed to fish for salmon at all. And then, of course, you have, Chinook, marker 7, marker 5, marker 1. Wait, is it 571? Yeah. Bunch of wing dams up here. Ilwaco. Buoy 10, 12, 14.
Sawdust pile.
Sawdust pile is right here at kind of the end, at the start of this closure zone. So sawdust pile is kind of somewhere down. That's that closure zone. Anyways, You guys get the gist.
Yep.
I think.
Do we miss any? A comment.
Tongue Point.
Oh, Tongue Point. No, we don't talk about Tongue Point. Sorry. Just kidding. Tongue Point is up here, and it's generally considered to be this whole like kind of channel troll here, which again, a lot of times with the Tongue Point setup is you'll get fish, you'll have incoming tide that will push fish up the river, and then all of a sudden the tide will change and start pushing warm water down, and that's just another kind of one of those deep water areas that just tend to stack fish a little later on in the season.
Mm-hmm.
What's the 10 line?
Buoy 10 line?
Oh, is that what? I just hear 10 line and I've heard Buoy 10.
Buoy 10 line. So the Buoy 10 line, I think, gosh, am I off? Oh, because that's the
So
land.
when people say Buoy 10 and the 10 line, is it the same?
14, 12. Yeah, I bet it's just off the map here. It is just off the map. But the Buoy 10 line is basically at Buoy 10, there's a north-south line that you cannot fish west of. They don't basically want you fishing on the bar, the Columbia Bar, obviously just for conditions and changing and feeders and all sorts of stuff. So they don't want you guys fishing there. What was that now?
I was going to pin this comment.
Oh, yeah. Sure.
I'm working on it.
Okay.
Does anyone fish more upriver or not really?
You can, and it's a little more of an adventure for you if you go figure it out.
All right. The last thing you forgot to put on the map is Annie's.
Clint's favorite spot.
Clint's favorite spot is located right here in the beautiful downtown Astoria red light district, and don't go in there because it's probably not a good thing to do.
A little greasy.
Yeah.
Clint loves it.
We're not
Clint
doing a
loves
meet and greet there this year?
You guys can meet Clint there every Saturday.
Yeah, Clint will be there. We will not be. We are there too.
Look at his little giggle back there.
I cracked myself up.
Clint will be there from open to close every Saturday.
All right, are we done with the map?
Let's see here.
The Sunken Island? I've never heard that.
Oh, Sunken Island is located right here. And it's just another part of that blind channel troll. Sometimes fish really stack up alongside that. And on an outgoing tide, people will like troll alongside that, almost down just to the shipwreck or maybe even a little past. And that troll can just be real. That could be like
during an outgo?
During the start of an outgo, that can be a real savage troll. Oh, we forgot the humps. All this area here. The humps. Going to the humps. Another good outgoing tide troll.
Hump day.
We've had some good live feeds on the humps.
We've had some good live feeds on the humps. That's right. What about bow pickers? Yeah, bow pickers is located here. Okay, we're good.
Bow pickers doesn't suck.
Bow pickers pretty good. Yeah. Number for going to vacation in August. Okay. Bite's over. Bite's over. Headed Annie's. Annie's bad. Look at you starting.
That's where you drop your pots, bud, when you're fishing.
Oh, that place. That place, yeah.
His little giggle. No way, that's real, dude.
It's tradition. It's tradition. All right.
I'm skipping on that one.
No, thank you.
Yeah.
Nick, what's the best tide to catch Chinook at Buoy 10?
Outgo.
What? Outgoing tide? How could that possibly be?
I'm listening to you.
Why?
Because it's pushing the fish down.
Very good. Very good. Give me a whiteboard, Clint.
Ooh, whiteboard, standby.
Straight white. Dun-dun-dun, dun-dun-dun.
Give me a whiteboard, Clint, because we're going to talk about this.
Whoa.
Whoa, there was
What
some
was that?
crazy... Get rid of the stupid orders. We're going to just make an example. I'm going to just draw this, and it's going to be pretty. Do, 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 do.
There's got to be more structure than
This
that.
is the bottom. You guys get the idea. So, what happens during? Why did Nick say outgoing tide? Why did you say outgoing tide?
Because you've got cold water from the ocean and the estuary, and then the warm water is pushing those fish back down inside of it. So,
yep, part of it. What's the other part? It's more like where they push them.
Pushes them down to the bottom.
Down to the bottom. That's right.
Put them
so
on the deck and
a lot of people misconstrued outgoing tides or ebb tides as times that are not really good for catching Chinook, which is absolutely insane. It's absolutely crazy. I can literally point on the tide map of the month and I can tell you where guys are going to absolutely blast these kings. And because when you have incoming tide pushing cold water, like what Nick was saying, into the river, what tends to happen is those fish will travel in the river all the way up here, here. Some will travel down here. Some will move over here. And you get the idea. They use the whole water column to get pushed in because all this water is nice and cold.
Those are
and they're moving with it. They understand the tide. They're going to use it to cruise. So they're all the way from 0 to 50 feet and pushing through whatever. What happens is during I didn't want to do that.
We didn't want those stinky toolies anyways.
There we go. I wanted to just back this all up. What we want to do is we want to fish where we can always concentrate fish, right? So when you have outgoing tide then occur and you have warm water pushing down the river and you have a lot of heavy current running on top, the current at the bottom is always the weakest. So down here now is where your fish, especially your Chinook, as they're going to either await the tide or try to move, they're going to hang at the bottom. And now those fish are, if you're, let's say it's 50 feet deep, now they're only, we'll just say 35 to 50 feet. They're only in this small area. And so when it comes to us in trolling, when we start trolling, we start targeting just this bottom piece of the water, we can basically get our gear to that concentration of fish and we don't have to guess a lot on where they're going to be. They're going to be down.
Narrows it down.
We concentrate the crap out of them. Yeah. So now there is a caveat to that because what happens is this is going to be this situation where you find them in 35 to 50 feet or you find them down on the bottom is only going to last as long as you control. And what I mean by that is sometimes those ebb tides, as they get greater than about 5.5, 6 feet, as they're 6, 7, 8, 9 feet, sometimes this current up here just gets, what's that?
Trolling way too quick.
Yeah, it just gets smoking through the current, and therefore it makes the fish unproductive, and these fish that are going to hang in the channel then squeeze over to the sides, and sometimes you'll catch them in 10 feet of water just because they're ducking out. So there's a point, some would argue it's 5.5 feet, some would argue it's 6, some would argue it's 4, but there is a point where you get too much of that outgoing tide and it actually blasts those fish out of the channel. They won't react to our baits, and you do catch them like up against the edges or in soft areas like the checkerboard or the spoils or the bottom ends of the sands or in shallow water. So it is kind of something to think about, but when you have tides that are like less than 6 feet for outgoing tides, like this is your jam, and this is where the most Chinook die. Look at your map, look at your calendar, find those tides that are, 3.5 to 5 feet, 5.5 feet, maybe upward towards 6, and those are your time periods where you're going to kill the most Chinook. Period.
And you don't want the green ones.
Oh, we'll talk about toolies in a minute. So hopefully you guys get the idea of why we like that outgoing tide. Now, incoming tide, a lot of times people will be out fishing like the sawdust. I saw somebody ask, when's the best time to fish sawdust out in front of Hammond and some of those things. Now, a lot of times, too, as that cold water, as that incoming water is pushing in, you will have, especially on a really hard incoming, that water is flowing faster at the top, pushing in, and those fish are riding with it. So sometimes those fish will be only up a little higher in the column. And a lot of times, if you're sitting there at the Hammond and the sawdust pile and you're doing your stuff, and you're trying to fish down here in the 40 to 50 foot of water, and a lot of those fish, sometimes those fish will only ride in the top 20 feet. And that's generally on the bigger incoming tide. So then, of course, you want your stuff,
up top.
Shoot, sometimes I'll put 16 ounces. I'll just put them down to like 12 on my counters, 20, 25. during those big incoming tides, or if you're at buoy 10.
Yep.
Another good time. So something to think about, understanding that those tides not only affecting where you're fishing in, you know, in relation to the river, but where you're also fishing in relation to the water column. Flood tide, geese, incoming, whatever, Chris. Hate me. Yeah. I've been slaying them on jig. Okay, good. Okay, yeah. So you guys get to kind of use the tide graph to show what you mean. I guess we could do that. Clint, think you can get a tide graph? And it doesn't even have to be the exact one for the buoy 10, just as an example.
I'm coming back to you guys though for now.
That's fine. Okay. Maybe what we'll do. Well, I have an idea. What we'll do is we'll clear this out, and then let's just talk a little bit about like a lot of people asked, you know, triangles versus 360 flashers, like when you'd want to troll those, stuff like that.
360s all the time.
Yeah, you pretty much can.
Yep.
Pretty much can.
Yeah, I feel like those hard outgoing pushes where you want to be on the bottom, though, those triangles could play a big role in your program. Because you want to be on the bottom anyways, and triangles, I feel like you can get a little bit closer to the bottom.
Less drag on your gear.
Do you have like a monthly picture so people can see how those tides like kind of wane through the month and grow through the month? Yeah, so triangles, I mean, don't get me wrong, we've caught a billion Chinook and coho there on triangles at all times of tides for all the years before 360 flashers.
When I first started fishing with you, that's what we ran.
That's right. It was all triangle stuff. So Nick's been guiding with me for a long time. But
15 years.
I can tell you, that was the game. But now it's almost funnier because during incoming tides we'd catch fish on triangles, and then outgoing tides, like during the slack we wouldn't. But the 360, that's where it really like
made a difference.
Really shine. So you can catch fish now through the whole period of the day if you adjust between using triangles and 360s. And as far as I'm concerned, 360s for like suspended fish, fish that are in that upper water column, do great. If you are one of those guys that likes to hold out at buoy 10, there is a time where holding into it or trolling against the current and trying to stay in spots like where you see everyone on the 10 line and doing that. There are periods of time where that speed, just holding in the current, gets too fast for a 360 flasher, and they'll I don't know what it is, but they'll shy away from it. So then you'll need to switch. That's another time you want to switch to those triangles. So I do not go to buoy 10 without my setup being able to adjust from a triangle to a 360 very quickly.
Duo snaps.
We'll go through that in a minute. Snaps. Perfect. I don't even know if this is this. Okay, this is July 2025. This will work actually. Can you zoom in a bit?
I'm trying. It's not working out the best for me, so hang on here.
Yeah.
Richard's freaking beating up on you right now, dude.
Hmm?
That's your long hair.
No, he's beating up on Clint. Oh, come on, produce Clint.
Oh,
who's beating up on me?
Richard.
Well, this is the tide. What are we doing?
Whoa.
We're doing all sorts of craziness now.
Whoa.
People can kind of see. I can use this, man. I can use this enough.
I got this. Hang on.
Bait or artificial?
You know what? I'm going to really go. I think I'm going to try to go this year just all artificial. That sounds crazy. I'm going to really force myself to do it.
I'm not. I'm going to bait in the boat.
Well, whatever. Do it. I've so far done it out in the ocean. I've been hammering on them. Just forcing myself. No bait, Cameron.
Old habits die hard.
Exactly. You got that yet, bud?
Hang on.
Clint's struggling.
Spinners are a good choice everywhere, from the ocean all the way up above Bonneville. They like them spinners. Yeah, bait, I mean, honestly, like when it comes to bait, I would like, I mean, there are just times bait just works really freaking good and you just can't avoid it. But at the same time, when you're using bait, you also have to worry about like heavy incoming tides, like the current ruining it and stuff. But I've always been a bait guy down there, even behind 360 flashers and on triangles. However, yeah, bait saved one of my days last year. Tell you, sometimes you need to just run bait. So as you guys can see here, this is a tide chart. This is just for July for Astoria, but I'm just going to pick some kind of like right here in the middle. As you can see, like, let's just take the 16th because that's what today is, right? Oh, hold on. I'm going to Oh.
Yeah. Oh, hang on.
What? No, this is fine. What are you doing?
It wasn't drawing on the...
Oh, got it. As you can see, like right now, we've got these bigger tides. As you can see, these are really dropping from point A to point B here, right? Those are bigger tide swings. And then you can see, like, let's just look up here on the 10th. Like these little examples are those weaker outgoing tides that tend to produce really good Chinook fishing at Buoy 10. These tides also tend to slow, to not have as an effect on the bar and not make the bar as obviously as huge and nasty. So when we talk about outgoing tides, we're really talking about two different outgoing tides. You're talking about these softer ones here and these large tide swings here. So just to put it in layman's terms, like not all outgoing tides are created equal.
Look at that one on like the 22nd.
Let's talk about the 22nd. Yeah, see the 22nd, this would be an absolute banger tide. The only thing I don't like about it is it's positioning like for a little later on in the afternoon. This would be like I guarantee you on this tide here with this low being at 6, that I'd probably start my trip at 8 and I would fish from like here to here that day. From like 8 o'clock to probably like 3 o'clock. Just so I can get that high slack, and then I can also get a lot of that out because that's where you're really going to catch them. But you can still catch them really good on the incoming tides too. Also, when it comes to fishing down there too, whenever you have these incoming tides that peak out, that are big incoming tides that peak out real high, for instance, it would be something, oh boy, where are they at? Like something like in here, right here. These are your tides that you really want to go down and fish like your 10 line, and that last half of that incoming tide is like where like fish are really getting, these are, like I said, these are July, this isn't August. But you can understand what to look for as far as those big incoming tides flushing a lot of ocean water into the estuary to where you're able to target, coho and Chinook that are going to get pushed in. Some of these little weaker incoming tides like this, you don't have such a dramatic, like this one here, you don't have such a dramatic effect on fish getting blasted. There's going to be fish entering the river every day. There's going to be fish sitting there for us on August 1st. However, just if you're going to go to like do the 10 line game, like I would be doing it here, and do things for like 4 or 5 days, and then it changes every day. Yeah. What is the limit? 1 nookie and 1 cookie coho? Yes. The limit is 2 salmon, of which 1 can be a Chinook.
What about look at the 23rd?
When the 23rd
till the early morning.
So this
one,
outgo. Okay, yeah. So let's talk about that one. That's good. So we'll just put scenarios for you guys, and then you guys can look at August and figure it out for yourselves. If I had to go fishing on the 23rd, right here, I would start my trip a little bit later because this big run out, this thing looks like a tent. This looks like a monster run out. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to start my fishing a little later and then take advantage of this big incoming tide and then maybe pick up some outgo. So I would probably start my day after the tide changes a little bit. But go to my map real quick because there's also ways to fish those big incoming tides or big outgoing tides, ebb tides, real quick. And I'll just give you guys an example. So one thing that happens, so you have, we're still talking the 23rd in that setup. So you have a massive outgoing tide that's just going to rip all these fish. It's going to push all these fish down the river. And, you're going to have a lot of warm water behind it. You're going to have a lot of current. And the fish that are not moving upriver are going to wash down with them. And they're going to wash into kind of this checkerboard, spoils area, deep water area, and Chinook. And they tend to stack up there pretty good for the low slack. So that day, I would probably start my trip at 8. I would probably run down. I would probably fish this area when the tide slows down because that fast tide, you can catch them, but it does make it a lot more difficult. And if you can start a little later, and I would be fishing in this whole area. And then what would happen is all these fish on the incoming tide would start to move back up and position into Blind Channel or the Oregon Channel. And you just basically have to follow the fish. That's why these fleets, you'll see all these boats down there and they'll be like, there'll be 500 boats in one area. And then all of a sudden, like,
you look around,
a half hour later, they're all gone. They just picked up and left because you're chasing that wall of fish that are going to be getting flushed in and out during those tides. And then what would probably happen there on the later part of the day, where then you had that weak outgoing, is you'd probably have incoming tide fish that push them up here into Blind Channel and into the anchorage. And then when that tide flipped and then they squeezed all those fish down to the bottom, you'd probably belt them there at the end of your day. noon to 2 o'clock, whatever that tide was. So that's just kind of like some strategy and some thinking that you want to have when you're fishing this area. What was that? I thought I saw a question about, on the big incomings, are you holding into or trolling with? Ben, that is a great question. A lot of times what we'll do is like, so let's say we're in that situation where we had a large outgoing tide in the morning and it pushed all the fish down into the lower area. A lot of times we'll troll with them. And, if we're just kind of looking for them, we'll troll with them. And then, if we get into a good bite or we get into an area where it just feels really fishy, instead of making passes on them, then we'll turn around and just hold into the current and let the fish, we'll let the fish come to us. So it kind of just depends on if you're hunting for them or if you've got them under your boat, pouring through. A lot of guys will will hold into the current, especially in some of these deep water areas, off the wing dams, off of Chinook, off of Marker 1, off of the Waco Channel.
Off the bridge.
Off the bridge, too. Yeah, they like to stack up right here a bit. And Hammond as well, of course. So it's kind of like there are times where guys will just let that flood tide push those fish in, put your stuff at 20, 25 on the counters, and just
let them eat.
Let them come towards you. Yeah. Yep. And then 2 hours later it changes. And then 2 hours later it changes. And then 2 hours later it changes.
But as that tide's coming in, are you working your way up all day then?
Yeah, like a lot of times what will happen is, you'll have all these fish balled up here, and then you'll start trolling with them, and you'll like, catch a fish, and then you'll just get out of them. So a lot of times you'll either hold and then let those fish push to you, or you'll run back and then maybe take another pass through them. Like, it gets really, you're like kind of hunting that ball of fish. That wall of fish. And sometimes they're small schools, and sometimes they're 500-yard areas that just have all the fish in them.
Yep.
But that whole time it's moving. Like it's never the same fishery every day. It will pattern with some of those smaller tides, like for a few days in a row, and then one day you'll go and you think you got them locked in, and then they're on something else.
And you got to hunt them down again and do the same thing over.
Yep. It's 40 square miles. It's 8 miles from this bridge to the Buoy 10, and then this bridge right here is 4.1 miles across.
I do not like that bridge.
Yeah, so it is literally, by the time you go 10 miles up, it is a 40 square mile area that you have to find those fish in every day. Not to mention, there's some other little areas like in the channel here and Chinook Bay and kind of over here in Tongue Point, upriver too, where it can expand even more.
When you see the rip, do you do anything with the rip?
It depends on if there's fish on there. So you're talking like when you're sitting at the Buoy 10 line, incoming tide's pushing, and then everyone's waiting for the top end of that tide. Go to my tide chart. What you're talking about. Is that what you're talking about?
Well, I think what I'm talking about, when I'm out there, people are like, oh, you can see the rip coming.
Okay, yeah. So that's your job. So go to my tide chart real quick. What he's talking about there is at Buoy 10, guys, on these bigger tides. I'm just going to point one out. On these bigger tides that are really high, you'll be out at the Buoy 10 line. You might be catching fish. There might be fish in that river water. However, you'll all be sitting there lined up, and then all of a sudden you'll look out like 300 yards from where you can't fish, and you'll see a line of water, and you'll literally see that salt water start to push in. A lot of times, a lot of fish, some days are just stacked on that rip, and some days are not. It's not a guaranteed every time, but people will await that big tide rip to push those ocean fresh fish in, and they will, sometimes it can just set off a bite there that's just freaking wild. But sometimes it also can be bare.
What about red tide or red? Yeah, red tide.
Fishing like with the red tide,
Yeah. Or in it.
Yeah,
Do you stay out of it?
I don't know. What do you think about like fishing that red stuff down there? Like
catch fish in it. Some days are good. Some days are.
I think what you're seeing.
Some days may be garbage.
Yeah, and I've hammered them in it, and I've also not. I think that red tide is like it's very much on the surface, and I don't know if it goes all the way down. And maybe the days it does, the fish aren't in it or they can't see your stuff. And because some days, like in the red tide and Blythe Channel, you'll just sit there and just
beat on them,
crack them off. And then sometimes you fish the red tide, and there's like, it's a desert. So it's very weird. Maybe there's a more biologist-y type of person who can explain a little more about that red tide. And if
I just know some people that are like, I don't fish it.
See, I don't buy into that. Yeah. Like, I don't buy into that.
But while you were talking, that brought up another question. Do you want to talk about like surface current versus bottom current, like guys that are tangling and like what's going on? Like,
You can all just figure that out themselves or go with the guide.
okay.
We don't have that much time.
I'm all booked.
Just don't have a lot of loft when you're letting your stuff out.
Yeah, don't have a lot of loft when you're letting your stuff out for sure. A lot of loft.
He sounds hideous.
Yeah, one thing nice about what Clint's talking about is the discerning. Go give me a whiteboard. And this is probably why the 360 flasher will one day reign supreme over the triangle more than any other time. A lot of times you guys get down there and you'll have...
Oh, sorry, hang on.
No, you're all right.
It's working.
I'm just drawing. Here's your tide. You will have current that is the top 10, 15 feet of water. That's just barreling in, just pushing hard in, and then you'll have current down below that's just like slack, like this whole area. And the reason why 360 flashers just reign supreme, especially in the estuary now, anybody wants to argue me with that, guys that used to absolutely crap on 360 fishermen, I look over in their boats and I see them using 360s, where 5 years ago they'd be like, you don't know how to fit control it. Down there. And it's like, yeah. Mm-hmm. And then you basically got made look stupid for a lot of years, and now you're fishing 360. So weird. Kind of came around and got with the times. And the reason why is because if you are fishing up here and you drop a triangle down, so here comes my boat drawing. Here's my boat. We're sitting up here. I'm totally backwards on this. Doesn't matter. You get my point. You drop a triangle and you can see your line angle and it's pushing hard through here. Your line angle is going like this, and then it falls into this dead zone. It still looks good up here. Oh, 45 degrees. I'm great. It might not even be moving down there. You know what I'm saying? You just, and this might not be the exact situation, but you get a lot of cross currents. The difference with the 360 is when you drop a 360 down into here, if your rod isn't thumping, it's not working. A triangle cannot tell you that. And so when you have these times where you can't figure out how that...
He's got a new name on YouTube for this picture.
God. When you have these times that you don't know and you're trying to figure out why your stuff's tangling up, is because when you're dropping it down, you're not getting... What's happening on the surface is not happening underneath where your gear is and where the fish are and where you need it to be working. Mm-hmm. Where a 360 will tell you that. And whether you're trolling in reverse, whether you're trolling at Mach 85, you're doing whatever it takes to make sure that those rods have the correct thump, because that's what's going to catch the fish. With a triangle, I don't care how good you are, you don't get to see that. And there's times where it just doesn't fish well where a 360 will.
And that's why I like 360s.
That's why I like 360s a lot.
Are you going to use all 360s? Or are you
no,
still...
I will definitely use triangles down there. Yeah, I will definitely use both. The problem is, like, especially in fishing, I'd say especially there, it's like, you know, you're never supposed to say never and always in fishing.
Ever.
And it's like, that's one area.
It doesn't matter where you're at.
Yeah. I saw a couple Rodney chases water temp. Yeah, water temp is critical. Like we were talking about earlier in the feed, Rodney, you might have been like waking up from your stupor, but when that thermal block is pushing down and you're fishing, if you're fishing 72, 73 degree water, you're probably not going to have a lot of fish in it. You want to find where those fish are acclimating from the ocean. So water temperature is what creates the whole buoy 10 fishery. And if you're really out of whack, if you're fishing super, super cold water or super, super warm water, you're probably not where the fish are at.
What about this?
Ooh. What do you want to talk about that, Nick? Chasing the bite, worth it or not? What do you think?
You want my honest answer? Or
yeah.
Make your own report.
Make the report. Be the report. Yeah. Don't chase the report.
I'd say it depends how close you are to that bite.
Yeah, I guess. Sometimes you can do that and you miss them.
It changes so
fast, and you can spend all day doing that and miss it every single time. And if you would have stuck it out where you were at, you could have got them.
I would say it depends on where you're at on what tide and where the fish are at. Because if those fish are flushing in and there's guys downriver getting them and you're upriver from them, if you go just above them,
yeah, Sometimes it's better. Sometimes it's better not to react to going to where the bite is, but where that person's telling you the bite is, but where it's going to be moving to, and then get into that position.
Exactly.
Right.
I can see where that pays off.
All I gotta say is, when it comes to bites at Buoy 10, know your source.
Yep.
Like, I know when I talk to person X and he's like, it's wide open, there are fish dying everywhere. I already know it's like, okay, he's probably seen a dozen,
like one or two.
and he's caught one or two, and those fish are not going to be there. Yeah. Versus when I talk to another guy and he's like, yeah, it's like pretty good up here. He's like, yeah, we just, I know, like, okay, that, you know what I mean? Like, know your source. Perception is everything. Know who you're talking to. Like, trust, like, kind of know your source a little bit. So some guys will tell me if there's a bite, I will like pick up and move, especially if I'm struggling. And then also, if some guy's telling me there's a bite, I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna
stick it out.
I'm gonna figure something. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, know your source. Not everyone's bite is the same.
So true.
Mm-hmm. I've been called, oh yeah, there's a great bite of ham, and you go down there and you sit there for like 3 hours, and you see like 4 coho caught, and you're like, oh yeah, for 100 boats, this is cool.
This is a slaughter
why
fest.
Did I run from where? Yeah. So you got to be careful.
Yeah.
Yeah. So know your source. Anyways. What other Buoy 10? We've covered a lot tonight.
Yeah.
We covered a lot tonight.
That was a good. This is your last chance
Colder
to get some
the better
questions
is
in.
not correct, Rodney. Colder is not better down there.
Just follow Cam's boat. I like that
I've seen like 50-degree water push into the red line, and it'll be a freaking desert.
Yeah.
Knock them stiff. But then 58-degree water, like up at the green line, can have all the fish. So don't leave fish to find fish, Bob. Yeah, that is true. That burned me in my last bass tournament. I was stupid. What?
The downhill on outgoing tide?
Yeah, that's generally where you're going to get your better troll, and you're going to be able to keep contact with the bottom. And so on that outgoing tide, when those fish are down, that's generally what you're going to want to do. You don't do too much holding in on an outgoing tide. Even the smaller ones, you generally try to troll along the bottom. Yep. Yeah.
Everyone's saying thank you. It's such a good live feed. Learned a lot.
Yeah. So any last minute questions, guys? Best spinner color and blades. Good question.
Uncle Touchy.
The ones. Uncle Touchy is the best. No, it's the ones I'm going to be painting tomorrow in the garage.
Are you doing that tomorrow?
I am going to paint tomorrow. Yeah.
I gotta get you blades.
No.
Dude.
No.
Absolutely not.
This is 2 years of not getting.
Best spinners down there, I tend to go with bright, hoochies, obnoxious, fresh fish. These fish are all naive. They haven't seen much. Your chartreuses, your antifreezes, your green, your pinks. I mean, golly, they'll eat. I feel like a lot of those fish will eat in it. If you get up into blind channel and you get some stale fish that have been in there a little while, then it's like what you want to fish upriver, your coppers, your golds, your reds, your yellows, like stuff
more
like that.
Subdued colors.
But down there, I think a lot of times I'm trying to be big, bright, and obnoxious.
Yep.
What's your favorite Buoy 10 spinner color?
I'm a super bait guy down there.
Oh God, super bait. Oh my gosh, come on.
Anything antifreeze.
Anything antifreeze, yeah. Antifreeze, that's where I use most of my, if I'm going to use antifreeze, that's where I'm using it for sure. Does sun always push the fish down? Yeah, I'd say it does. Especially on that incoming tide, like it will push them a little bit more off the surface where you won't catch them at 12 feet, you might catch them at 20. Yeah, I think you got to be watching that. Cam, what sealer do you use in my blades?
Top secret. Anyways, favorite hook combination?
Depends on what I'm doing. One thing when it comes to hook combinations, if I am fishing during the release season, well, you know what happens when you do a double treble down there.
Oh yeah.
And you have to release 10 freaking fish.
Yeah.
It sucks.
It's not fun.
Not fun. So I'll go to, if I'm releasing a lot of fish, I'll go to a treble single. Seems like you get one treble in the net and a single, you can deal with the treble. You get 2 trebles in the net and a big Chinook, it's like
a mess.
It's a disaster, even up here.
I'm going to try 3 singles this year.
Yeah.
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 What's your biggest safety tip down there?
What's my biggest safety tip? Watch the wind.
Yeah.
Don't think you're just safe where you're at. Know where your ramp is, and know you want to be able to get back to your ramp at any time in any conditions, or you shouldn't go very far.
Yep.
If you're trying to learn that fishery, actually, that's probably the best tip. If you're trying to learn that fishery, and you aren't familiar, and yes, you might start at a time where out in front of that marina or that launch spot isn't going to be the best, but at some point in time, it probably will be. Just hang out. Like, don't do big moves down there that you aren't comfortable with getting back, because it'll eat you.
I mean, you can be going 2 knots and that takes a long time to get from above the bridge to Chinook. And we did that.
I know so many guys that have been like caught up in blind channel where they just like pulled into the East Basin and then they hitched a ride or Ubered over to where their trailer is to get out. It's like it can happen.
Yeah.
And it's smart that those guys did that, instead of trying to fight it. And it can get freaking nautical out there, guys. It can get big.
There's boats that sink. Like, it's one
of the most difficult bar crossings
it is the deadliest bar,
yeah.
Here's a super chat.
Oh, the hoochie spinners with the herring anchovy heads, yeah.
I think it's a question.
Yep. Tip the hoochie spinners with herring anchovy heads. You can. I do that a lot out in the ocean, especially when I have a few. I'll just slam them on there. It doesn't hurt, especially when you're ripping on coho, on spinners. In the river, I tend to just fish more just the hoochie spinner. I feel like if you're the first thing that fish is seeing, an incoming tide and it's pushing, he's just going to come up and freaking smoke it.
Yep.
You use more hoochies down there than not?
Yes, I do. I do use more hoochies on my spinners down there. Yep.
Wear your inflatable PFDs?
Yeah.
I always do.
That's changing with my boat this year.
Yep.
Yes, sir.
What else?
What's your favorite super bait down there? Since I know you like the super baits.
Mountain Dew.
Mountain Dew. You're not a red down there. Okay.
I like the Mountain Dew, or what's that double trouble one?
Double take or something.
Yeah.
Double trouble.
Yeah. That one.
Probably that one. What's that? Double trouble. Double trouble. Got it.
Yep.
It's funny. I know a lot of great fishermen that all they do is run plastic down there. They freaking hammer them. And they're probably like not pulling their hair out, missing bait bites, and dealing with the crap that sometimes I deal with running a lot of bait. Sometimes think you can be a little more efficient with plastic.
Favorite bait down there?
My favorite bait down there? This like antifreeze spinner. Favorite bait? Oh, an anchovy.
Fresh anchovy too, or
fresh
herring?
Anchovies?
Chovy? Jason? Chovy?
Herring.
There you go, bud.
Yeah. No, I'm a chovy guy just because they're easy to fish. They hold up a little bit. I mean, not that.
Oh, favorite flasher? Sweet Abby, right, Cam?
Yep. All day, every day. I'll run them out every rod. Nah. What's the baboon? What's the baboon, Rodney? I forget what the baboon is. What's the baboon mean?
Baboon mini.
Oh,
it's pink and chartreuse. It's a pink and chartreuse combination, I believe.
Yeah. Huh. Go do a little mooching with us, eh? Let's see how that ocean comes out there, Bob. Go do some mooching. The hoochie or bluechie?
Centerpin mooching.
Centerpin mooching. Oh, you should.
It's gonna happen.
You should bring it on.
Don't sleep on a white hoochie.
Oh yeah, white hoochie. Yeah.
Really?
Green hoochie, like the glow hoochie's like.
Huh? Not pink? I figured
pink.
pink.
Oh, pink butt blackjack. Okay, yeah, yes. You know what's funny? What did I just grab out of the shop today?
Bunch of blackjacks.
And why did I grab them?
Add pink butts.
I'm gonna add pink butts to them literally tomorrow. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Knock them stiff. Yep.
Rodney's on them. Uh-oh.
Wait, what?
Dude, we had way too much fun up there.
Yeah, no, we're just reliving sick radio conversations.
Yeah. All right, guys. Thoughts on the X-Troll, thinking about getting one. Fantastic freaking rod. So what we're going to do is we are going to save, since we are already out of time tonight, and I have an X-Troll sitting right here. X-Trolls, the 1092H. Fantastic Buoy 10 360 rod. I run on in every single spot. Please do yourself a favor. Get it. Matt, easy now. But yeah, I ran them now for a year and a half. I've ran them all last season down there, all fall. I didn't break one. I dropped one overboard, didn't break one. Fantastic freaking rods. I'm going to run them all season. And there's some new model coming out that I got to test out in the ocean last week. And it's really sick, but it's not going to be available. It's not going to be available till the end of this year. So I'll miss it for this fall. But it's badass, and you Springer fishermen are going to be stoked. Buy once, cry once, get them. That's right. Right.
Show's over. Heading to Annie's.
Yeah, well, good luck. May the odds be ever in your favor.
Have fun crabbing, Clint.
All right, guys. Let's do one more giveaway. Last chance. I got 5 minutes for questions. And we will go over. I'm going to make Marlon. Are you guys in for live next week?
Yeah.
I'm gone. So maybe you guys can just go over setups and all the different. I'll give you guys the freaking combos, and you got them.
Yeah.
Just
gear,
all the
rigging,
spinners, and then these guys will go over all the gears, riggings, and stuff for you guys. And I won't be here next week, but these guys will, and we will do that in a full live feed and answer those questions as well. So.
Yeah,
Cam, what do you think of the wind wave forecast for the bar this weekend? It's a weak exchange buster. I'm going to try. I think I'm going to give it a hard look on Friday. We might only end up doing a little bottom fishing. Saturday looks much better, and then Sunday through Tuesday look great. Obviously, Buster, I'm not giving you any recommendation to go or not go. That is completely, solely responsible for you. That's what I'm doing. I actually had a trip tomorrow that I pushed off. That's what I'll be doing. So I'm going to try Friday looks a lot better. As we get into Saturday, Sunday, that exchange gets real weak, and it should be good if things don't change, but it's the ocean. You learned that all week, didn't you?
Yeah.
Oh, the weather says it's going to be one thing, and then it's the other complete, right, Clint?
Sometimes.
Oh, Lordy.
Sometimes you just gotta go.
Sometimes you just, that's like tomorrow I'm not going, Friday I'm going to just go.
There's certain times when you definitely cut it off, but there's certain times when you're like, but it pays to just go sometimes.
What does this mean, do you think?
Cam, is there one piece in the making?
Is he talking about the X-Troll? Yeah.
Aren't they?
No, they're not one pieces. They're two pieces. Yeah. Tom, I'd go with the 24-inch bumper length for your 360s.
24, go fast.
Adjust from there.
Yep.
Do you guys use mostly 360s? I'd say I'm probably 80% 360s now, Barbie. Yep.
Don't answer Tom's questions. He's always
Any
making
particular
bad
sunblock
comments
restrictions on your boat? As long as you don't get it on my rods, I don't care.
Just don't bring the spray stuff.
You can spray as long as you go up in the front of the boat, or just sunscreen. Yeah.
Oh, that was in that episode with Big Dave using spray sunscreen on Pop-Off's boat, and he freaked out.
Yeah, I mean, sunscreen, like, it's funny, like, you can bring bananas, you can bring fried chicken, you can smoke cigarettes. I don't really care a lot of those things, but sunscreen is chemically engineered to stick to stuff when wet.
Yep.
And I've seen people put it on their face, and then they, like, hold the back of the rod, like the graphite, and
It's like,
you could see it, like, with your polarized glasses.
yeah, it
so it's
blue.
like, you don't want that. Yeah, exactly. It turns blue.
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't want that stuff on your rods and
I've seen it
gears
on my
and flashers.
flashers. As soon as it gets on a flasher, it's dead rod.
Chris, hit me up. I'll be out there Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. Well, and actually I have some spots if you guys want to do some combo trips. And like I said, really Sunday, Monday, Tuesday are looking like mint. So if you guys want to go do a combo trip.
Is out of the question, though.
We'll see.
We'll see.
We'll see what happens.
We'll see.
Sunday we might be filming a little mooching out there. So if you guys might want to put a couple guys in the boat as well, because I don't think we're going to have very many.
Yeah.
So anyways, guys, yeah, hit me up. We'll do that. All right, what am I winning, says Priscilla? I don't know. Do you fish the jetty for rock bass? Yes, Anthony, I do. I fish one of the 3 jetties a lot, and any given tide and certain times of the day and certain wind factors determines where we go, and they all 3 produce. So just at different times. It's kind of a dynamic thing with, just like we were talking about Buoy 10, certain times to be there.
That bottom one's a perfect question for Cameron.
Okay, Curtis, what Big Dave and Pop-Off do together in their time and in their boats is
That's their own thing.
none of my business, and I don't know what that was about, and I was questioning that myself. But yeah, you know what?
It's 2025.
That's what you beat me to it. I was literally like, it's 2025, and you know, if yeah,
You do what you want.
yeah. That was a little disturbing, but hey, here we are.
Thank God it was blurred.
And thank God it wasn't there. All right.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh yeah, River Runner. Yeah, that prank. Oh God. Oh, the Steelhead movie was great. All right, guys. Yeah, that was a good live feed. It went by real fast. We had over 300 of you guys watching for most of the time. Appreciate you guys tuning in. Do not forget that this upcoming what is it? The damn 26th. We have the warehouse bash. The 27th.
26th is the warehouse bash.
26th is the warehouse bash. 27th is
27th.
the mini merch drop for Buoy 10, and we'll be at the Clark County Sports Show August 1st through 10th.
Clark County Fair.
Clark County Fair.
First
Clark
through
County Sports Show. I said it wrong again.
You did it.
Nick, you got some spots for Buoy 10 still.
I think I've got 4 or 5 days open.
That's right.
Yep.
And good tides too.
Yep. Second week.
I don't think you have anything in the kill in the 1st through 6th.
No.
But one thing that's going to happen, guys, even though we can only kill them through the 1st through the 6th, by the time the 7th and 8th rolls around, there's like so many damn fish in there anyways. Like that doesn't matter. So it's still going to be good fishing.
Yep.
And then I know you have got some peak first 2 weeks of September.
I do.
Juicy stuff for Upriver Brights.
I do. Pretty much the last half of August and a handful of dates in September still open for Columbia River salmon.
Yeah, that's going to be
Yep.
freaking
Should be
time.
lights
Buoy
out.
10's going to be
Prime
awesome,
time.
but I'm going to bail out of there as fast as I can
Over
this year.
700,000 Chinook swimming upriver.
Nick,
And
I need you
they're-
not to move. Like, look forward at the camera and don't move.
They're going to
No!
stop where we are fishing.
Stop it. Hold on. You don't move, Jason.
I don't have to move for that. I can move all I want and still have
Oh, get back in there.
it. I can move all I want
Damn
and
it.
still
I
have
was
it.
gonna, gonna give you a little,
Mustache.
oh, God, all right.
How much would it cost for you to actually grow that out?
Huh?
How much would it cost for you to actually grow that out?
Which one?
Cost?
The handlebar and the freaking little.
Cost
I
of
don't
nothing,
know.
bro.
I don't know about this, but
Do it.
I mean, I've had this all the way down to my jawline before.
Jowls.
Hey, well, if you guys want to win, let's get this to 200 thumbs up. There's 300 people watching. Let's end this
Todd.
with 200 thumbs up.
Todd 50, he asked, where's Pop-Up? I tried to get him to come in tonight.
Pop off who?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, we don't know him.
Yes, Todd.
The guy
I
that
got a
drives
big
around
boat.
Naked Dave.
Just another guy running around in a black 23-foot Columbia.
Yeah, just another guy running around in Columbia.
I'm the second
All
choice,
right.
Nick.
Yep. No, I'm pretty stoked to be in the big boat now, guys. I'm looking forward to what the future brings.
Ooh, we're going to do a 360 flasher and then a couple more short bus spinners.
Ooh.
And what's this one called?
Same? Yeah, switch them up, man.
Now, this is called Two-Face. This is Uncle Touchy. We're going to do two Faces and a 360 flasher just in the spirit of the season. And if you guys commented, then guess what? You guys have entered to win.
You got
All right.
thumbs up it.
Thule taco
Big
time.
boy now. Yes. Hit
Thumb-
no, let's just go. I want to go home.
We got
Yes,
I
three.
have
Rodney.
so much
Yep.
to do.
You got to paint some blades for me?
Yeah, I'll get right on that, bud.
Come on.
I am. Yeah.
Come
We'll
on.
do it February 31st.
Yeah,
Clint.
we'll do it September 18th.
Guys.
All right, Clint, pick Thule's. Oh, God.
Thule tacos, yes.
Oh, God. Nope. That'll be for next week, guys. I'll let you guys explain the Thule's next week.
Sick. Okay.
You can bonk them, right?
You can bonk them. Let's do it. Oh, let's do it. Oh, it didn't click
And then-
on. I saw it. Oh, there it is. Barbie and Oregon. Well, shoot. You commented a lot tonight, and guess what? That's because now you won a 360 flasher and a couple spinners. If you email us at orders@addicted.fishing and send us your address, tell us what you won, and we'll get this out to you guys. All right. We will see you guys next week in studio, and if not, we'll see you guys at the bash at the warehouse on July 26th. And if not, I'll see all you guys out there August 1st
Yep.
at frickin' Buoy 10.